Right guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been way too long since I've filmed absolutely anything on this channel at all. I'm guilty for not picking up the camera or recording absolutely anything for probably what's been the best part of a couple years now. But we're bringing you back with a cool video to start with, and hopefully it's been a success because I've actually uploaded this video. And we're going to be going through a 30-day fat loss transformation, and this is just, for me, literally nothing other than vanity, just to see how lean I can get before holiday and actually how far I can push myself while actually being a new dad as well. So things have changed since last time. I have a lot more commitments now, so this diet will probably be a lot harder than I'm expecting it to be, but I'm looking forward to challenging myself and testing myself to see how far I can go. So my kind of goal with it is to go from what I'd class as my physique right now is respectively lean, go away and feel happy with myself and like kind of feel like content to an extent, but to a level which I know I can get to. Obviously I've done contest preps in the past and photo shoots and been a lot leaner than I am now, so I kind of want to get somewhere near that to just feel a lot leaner really. So hopefully we'll be doing that, and let's get into how I'm looking at the minute. So here is the current state of affairs of where I'm sitting at the minute. I mean, I'm really happy actually here. Like, I'm not content. Like, I feel confident with my top off and in the gym with a vest on, and that's ultimately where I want to hold my physique now year round. I've kind of come away from cuts and bulks and everything else like that, so this is sort of where I feel somewhat content, but not too bad. And hopefully come the end of this video in the next 30 days we can hopefully shed off as much as we possibly can. So let's get into nutrition, cardio and training, and let's go through that. So let's get into the data and go over what I'm going to be doing for this diet. So my maintenance calories roughly sits at 2,600 to 2,700 calories per day. And we want a deficit of about 500 to 600 calories for a normal amount, but we're going aggressive here. I want it to be fast, so I'm taking actually 900 calories off of that amount, which leaves me of 1,600 to 1,700 per day to have over the next 13 days. Now the breakdown of those calories are going to be super simple. So we're going to understand our body weight, which is 173 pounds. I'm going to eat anywhere between 160 to 180 grams of protein, which is anywhere roughly between 1 gram per pound. And then my aim is actually not to focus on carbs and fats, and actually just to focus on hitting protein and calories. This way it will mold well with my lifestyle. It doesn't make me sort of think about how many carbs I've got to get at the end of the day or how much fat I've got to get. It just makes eating incredibly simple. Now the types of food through this diet are going to be super simple. This is like a daily staple that I'll be having during the whole diet, which is basically just an omelette with some fruit, and this will kind of just be one of my main lunches every single day. So with training through the actual 30 days that I did, this was really good, and it was really easy for me to commit to. So I only trained 4 days a week, and I didn't change that. I didn't do any more. I didn't do any less than I would normally do. I just made the volume and my sessions a tiny bit more. And my sessions would look like this. So I would do a push split. I would then do a pull split. I would do a legs and arms day, and then I would also then finish off the week with an upper day. So this kind of suited me really well with regards to my work, my life, being a dad, and actually enjoying training as well. So it wasn't just something I was constantly in the gym doing all the time. Now with regards to the actual lifts and the way I would split up my rep ranges and exercises, so the majority of the week at the start would be normally strength-based movements where I would do my heavy compounds, so chest presses, RDLs, any rows, and then towards the end of the week would be more of the hypertrophy style stuff, so higher than like 10 to 15 rep ranges, maybe even a little bit higher, just get a decent pump and actually just enjoy being in the gym as well. At the end of the day, you've got to enjoy these sessions. It can't just be always sessions that are going to be something that you're just going to resent. You want to have fun with them, and that's definitely what we've done through this whole diet. Had fun with sessions, felt like I've actually really kind of reignited a bit of a spark for training that hasn't been there for maybe a little while, which I'll openly admit. So this is the
first time actually in a diet I've done cardio. I never usually do cardio and I only look to do steps, but basically because my expenditure now is a hell of a lot lower than it used to be, I had to add in cardio, and luckily I've been actually training for football. This is because I'm looking to actually play football next season and hopefully get into a team, so playing and actually kind of doing that regularly twice a week served as my normal cardio that I'd be doing. I do a little bit on the bike as well, just because I really enjoy actually going out riding the bike and just kind of actually getting some fresh air as well. It's a new hobby that I picked up early last year and something that I think is going to stay with me for a little while, but that will kind of feature alongside of my normal step routine. I was aiming for around about 10k steps per day. If I got less, then it wasn't the end of the world, because I knew that my deficit would kind of take care of it with the calories that I was on. So here is where we've ended up after 30 days of dieting, and I'm pretty happy with how things have gone. I would have liked to see a little bit more change in the video in the mirror, but I think I'm still pretty happy. I mean, I'm seeing a lot more in terms of visually when I'm at the gym with the pump, and actually sort of my vascularity coming through. But it's good to see in these videos there is some really nice differences in my quads and my arms and my chest. Like, my abs will never ever really come through until I lose more weight from this point, so I'm pretty content with how the changes have been. So for those that love the numbers, this is actually what we ended up starting at. So it was 172/173 pounds at the start of the diet. Now 30 days later, we have hit 162 pounds with not straight linear progression. There was some days where I was holding like 169 pounds for just days on end, and I thought it was never going to drop, and then suddenly had a massive whoosh and weigh in, and it just carried on dropping from there.
So I thought I'd just wrap up the video here with like a little bit of a final check-in about the last 30 days. And I'm well aware like that 30 days of dieting isn't impressive by any means. Like, I know it's not. Yes, I've lost 10 pounds, which in the grand scheme of things is, for some people, a very small amount of weight, but others obviously it's a very, maybe even a large amount of weight. But for me, this sort of video and this actual kind of transformation was one of those things that I started, and sort of through the way through I was thinking, okay, how much am I going to get out of this? Like, how much am I going to change? What's realistically going to kind of happen in that time frame? And I've sort of been pleasantly surprised by it. It's been nice to actually stay consistent towards a goal for a little while as well, and actually document that process. But I think when it comes to long-term transformations, long-term diets, they're always going to be more favourable than short, aggressive ones, which sometimes probably aren't the most sustainable thing in the world. Like, I'm now noticing probably the downsides of being on low calories for such a long time, and I'm now sort of seeing the effects within my mood and in my hunger and everything that you would tend to see obviously as you get more aggressive. So that's where longer dieting does tend to have its benefits over just going short and aggressive all the time. But I think if you're looking to do any kind of kickstart, having something which is goal related, whether that's 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, maybe even half a year, just having something that you can work towards is the biggest part of why this has been successful for me. The main reason why this has been successful is just because I've actually had something to work towards. Going on holiday, want to look my absolute best. I know that there's almost a bit of a deadline, and it helps me push myself along. So if you're sort of sitting here watching this and thinking, oh, could I do that in 30 days? Ask yourself, what can you do, or what do you want to get towards, or what do you want actually out of your physique? Then set time frames and then set sort of goals to work towards, rather than sort of thinking, okay, just because I've done this in 30 days, then you have to do it. Everything is very different and specific to every different person. I just wanted to highlight what is possible and what can be achieved from obviously the starting point that I was in during this process. I mean, that's pretty much it. I'm going to wrap it up here because I don't just want to waffle on for ages and kind of talk about things which are irrelevant. But if you have any questions about the diet and the process I went through and anything you saw in the video which you're unsure on, please drop a comment below. Obviously, I'd love it if you subscribe as well, because I'm going to be posting more content over the coming months as well, and hopefully catch you in the next one.